Coming up today on This Is True Really News.
Today? Oh,
Today.
hang on. I've got tomorrow's stuff.
Okay, get today's stuff.
I'll fix it. Go ahead.
Getting rid of a junk fiberglass boat for fun and profit. Please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News if you like junking fiberglass boats. Or if you just like to be amused. Or titillated.
You said tit.
So, if you have a story you think we'd like, TITR.
I still giggle when I watch The Shootist and John Wayne singing Titwillow, so.
Right?
And we're back to our wives raising 3 kids.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Send stories that you think we should use to TITR at netradio.network.
You trooped through that one, dude. Way to go.
Thank you.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
So in the UK, apparently this care home was a little careless.
Ooh, careless care homes.
Yeah, bosses.
They're my unfavoritist.
Sure. Bosses of a UK nursing home have apologized for failing to spot a rather unfortunate typo that was included on a recent billboard. Trust me on this one. You will see the train coming a block off. Skelton Court, a facility for those age 65 and over, recently published posters promoting vacancies at their residence, which is in Saltburn-by-the-Sea, England. The advertisements featured a photograph of a young caregiver looking ever so lovely at an elderly man as he's reading something. And they are above the words, Skeleton Court Care Home. See? That bright light was, in fact, the train. No, officials did not notice the extra E. And the billboards were erected around the local area. One stuntman spotted the grave mistake, on a bus billboard and shared a photo on Twitter.
Yay!
They wrote beneath the image, "A new care home has opened in my parents' village of Skelton. Bold choice of a name, considering the age of many residents." Guessing most everyone thought that. The local hashtag was advertising fail. That tweet went viral, as you may have guessed. They're short-staffed and have a skeleton crew?
Yeah, to get into your room, you need a skeleton key?
This would be a bone of contention for me.
You do go skeleton racing in the wintertime?
And then, of course, there were those that took it very seriously. This is blah, 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 bad taste. One guy actually had a modicum of common sense. Things can happen. Surely someone must have read them before they were put up for everyone to see. Yeah, but you know how when you see stuff?
Sometimes you don't read every letter. You read the shape of the word.
You look at it, it looks like skeleton. Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Red skeleton. That was a funny bit back in the day. Officials from the nursing home quickly offered up their massive apologies and insisted the typo was not a ploy for publicity.
Although it seems to have worked.
It did work. They told the Sun they're very sorry for the error and we're getting it removed and going to see if we can't find out how it happened. I know how it happened. Somebody added an E.
Yeah, exactly. It's that simple. Guy had to get rid of a small junk fiberglass boat with no trailer.
You know the 2 best times in a boat owner's life? First one is when he buys that boat.
Yep.
Second one, when he sells that boat. Yep.
So some of the coworkers were telling him how much time and money he's going to need to spend to get rid of this boat. And he just kept saying, "Oh, is that so?" They had no idea what he had in store. Are you ready? He may be a genius. He took off a day of work, sat down on his lawn with a cooler of beer, and waited for the garbage truck.
Uh-oh.
Trash guys roll up, hands each one of them a cold beer and says, "Hey, boys, I got $50 for each of you if you help me out really quick." They fed the entire 12-foot boat into the packer, crushing 2 feet at a time.
Took what?
6
minutes?
crushes. Yeah, probably.
They got
a beer and $50.
$50?
Yeah, on a hot day. Okay.
Let me think for a minute. Any day of the week and twice when it's warmer.
I knew you'd like it. I mean, it's just interesting thought. It's right.
Wow. I would have never.
I never would have thought of that.
Doesn't work on neighbor dogs that annoy you, though.
No, probably not.
No.
It's all the yipping and yiping that goes on when you start.
More like I tried to scrunch crypto and that wouldn't go well.
No. Your turn.
I want to be done now.
No, just do
Okay, fine. You're going to need a bigger drone.
it.
All right, Jaws fans, listen up. Researchers at California State University, Long Beach, they have a shark lab. They use drones to study juvenile white sharks along the Southern California coastline and how close they swim to humans in the Wawa.
Okay.
Turns out pretty close,
Okay.
almost within bite radius at times.
Oh.
Still, it seems safe. There were no reported shark bites in any of the 26 beaches surveyed between January of 19 and March of 21, according to the Shark Lab. It is California, you know.
Who knows what's actually going on?
Yeah. The juvenile white
Nobody.
sharks.
Nobody in California knows what's actually going on.
3 people do, but they're not allowed to speak in public.
But and none of them are the governor,
And actually, they're moving.
and he's a maroon.
Which one? The current
Governor.
one or any of the
Current.
previous ones?
Current governor for sure. And
Who's the
some of the
current-
previous ones to boot.
I'm remembering Jerry Brown. Why is that? The juvenile white the juvenile white sharks mostly grouped together in 2 locations, southern Santa Barbara County and central San Diego County. Researchers discovered through roughly 1,500 drone flights over the 2 years, adult white sharks are generally solitary animals.
Mhm.
That's because they get tired of those morons they hung with as kids.
And
In
some
those
of them
two-
are still smoking, so and they just
You know, wear
they
the
don't wanna
leather
go back to
jackets. It
it.
just doesn't look right now that you're
No.
full grown.
Yeah.
In those 2 spots, wonder what kind of leather. Surely not shark. In
Wonder
those
how
2
they light
spots,
the smoke.
they don't have hands or an opposable thumb.
I was going to say they're flippers trying to do all the work, and they just can't get it.
Stay with me now. In those 2 spots, the juvenile shark swam near humans 97% of the days that they surveyed. Sharks often swam to within 50 yards of the wave breakers, closest obviously to surfers and the paddleboarders.
Yeah.
Most of the time, says Patrick Rex, a Cal State Long Beach grad student, most of the time, water users didn't even know the sharks were there, but we could see them rather easily from the air. The researchers confirmed that surfers, swimmers, and sharks can now coexist peacefully, but we never expected to see so many encounters every day with 0 incidents of bites. It's not just about sharks, it's about people. This study may change people's perception of the risk sharks pose to people that share the ocean with them. And you know now you're in California.
When
Because-
they're waxing stupid like that.
I am pretty sure when sharks attack, they don't attack in groups because they're not juveniles.
Especially a white shark. Those suckers get huge.
You get a great whiteout, we're going to need a bigger boat.
And you're
That is-
going to,
From that one line,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
know that movie is Jaws.
right.
We're going to need it. Was it where or your? But you're going to need a bigger boat. And they were right, because I think he ate half of it.
He did at that one point.
Big grubby.
Police are investigating after a man was seen pulling a seagull across a road on a dog lead in a seaside resort in where? UK.
So is the UK like an offshoot of California?
In some ways, it's got to be. You know,
Vlad, when did the UK lose
well, it's
its mind
Gavin
and become
Newsom, so I'm assuming Newsom's an English name. So, yeah,
okay. Never mind, we got it.
a man in his 50s was arrested for being drunk and disorderly. But
You
he
know,
was
by the time I was in my 50s, I knew how not to do that.
right. He was subsequently de-arrested,
Unarrested?
disarrested, con-arrested, A-arrested.
Hmm.
Does that cover it?
I think it's all of them.
Let's see, where was I? Lancashire police say no arrests had been made in relation to allegations of animal cruelty, but the matter is still being investigated. Gulls are protected under the Wildlife and Countryside Act of 1981.
Why? They're everywhere. They're an annoyance.
They're just flying, thieving little rats.
Well, they are. They're worse. They're like pigeons, man. They're rats with wings and
Right.
an attitude.
Yeah. It's illegal to intentionally injure or kill them, which is stupid.
How about if I do it unintentionally?
Right, there we go. Ooh, that was an accident. Sir, you were using a shotgun. Yeah,
But I wasn't aiming for
I was aiming at a different bird. That one got away.
In the UK, that might work.
The bird was taken by a member of the public to a local vet where they decided it sadly had to be put down.
Well, duh, I was walking around on a leash. How bright is that bird?
I'm sorry, this bird has to go. Wham! Wham! Right, exactly. The RSPCA also
Suppose you couldn't do that either.
condemned the incident, adding, "It's totally inappropriate and unacceptable to treat any wild animal in this way. Put a gull on a leash would be extremely stressful for the bird, as it would prevent it from being able to engage in its natural behavior, like attacking
flying
people,
and thieving.
Yeah, attacking people randomly, stealing morsels of food from the mouths of babes, pooping on everything in sight, and generally behaving like rabid politicians." There,
Yeah.
I said it, and I'm glad.
And I would say, can you say it again? But I don't want to make you have to do that.
Mr. Gazinski?
No, I'm not. We're not done yet.
I thought you had one more story.
Oh God. Okay, fine. Oh, today feels like I've been at work forever.
I know.
Well, as long as we're over there, a German court said it's giving a man a last warning to avoid jail after he was found guilty of drug dealing, despite 24 previous convictions. The man is a retired seaman. He's also 82. Said he was just trying to up that little €800 a month pension by selling the hooch. He got a suspended sentence by the court in the northern town of Aurich. German news agency DPA reports that prosecutors had asked the court to impose a prison term of 34 months, if you would, 12, 20, that'd be 2 years, 10 months, in view of the man's, lengthy criminal record and an existing suspended sentence. Is that where you're talking and all of a sudden you stop?
If they're having trouble with that, he should add a belt with the suspenders.
But
You're right.
Judges said they would make an exception and classify the latest crime as less serious offenses due to the man's particular circumstances and recent health problems.
But was he selling pot?
Yeah.
No. Well, just make it legal and walk away.
It seems to be what we're doing, and it's working oh so well.
I enjoy it.
Although the DPA did quote the presiding judge as telling the defendant, "Parents, listen up."
Parrots.
He told the defendant that this was his, quote, very last warning.
That's it, mister.
He's 82.
Yeah. Does he
It had
care?
better be his last warning.
I don't think he gives a rip.
No, because he's out again. I mean, how much you want to bet that while we're talking?
He's selling.
Or what time is it there?
It's about
11 o'clock?
Well, what, 8 hours
Yeah.
difference? I think 8 or 9 hours difference, depending on where you are in Germany.
Yeah.
Because it's 7 hours to
So he's probably
Plaid.
But he's behind us or in front of us?
Oh, they're ahead of us. So it's evening.
So it'd be like about 11 o'clock. 10,
There you
11. Sure. What's he doing right now? Probably selling pot to someone who just came to his front door.
Or he's napping.
But no, you don't nap at about 11 o'clock because you got to be up in a couple hours to roam the house.
Okay, then he's eating
You know how this goes.
Funyuns and Skittles.
I don't think he actually smokes it. I think he just sells it.
Are you sure?
Now, if he had the Funyuns and Skittles to sell too,
Ooh, package deals.
he should move to Oregon.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.